Hey guys, Justin here in the Mars Hydro Veg tent, and it is time for another unboxing. Yeah buddy, another Amazon unboxing from Mars Hydro Amazon. Links in the bottom to check everything out as usual. Let's get in here. I got the meters over here, watt meter, power meter, meter I guess you could say. But yeah, we'll get right into it here. Let me grab my my knife. As usual, coming from Amazon, it is usually double boxed, so I expect the same thing from here. It's the nice thing about ordering from Amazon. I really dig ordering from Amazon. You get they always have really nice packing. I've never had anything show up all jacked up. And I have had something stolen, and they took care of that pretty easily. So that was nice. But they always pack it really nice, and then the 2-day shipping is just on point. Like, you gotta love the 2-day shipping. So let's see. There's our packing material there. Now we're down to our regular box here. So yeah, let me go ahead and pull that out, and we'll get into that main box. Alright, we are back here. Let's get into this main box. Should be pretty easy from here. Let's see what we got here. I was like, what the heck is that? It's like a piece of wood. Wood support. Never seen actual wood supporting it. That's actually pretty cool. Very sturdy. And this is what we've got. Brand new Mars light. They've started to make non-purple lights. Let's see if I can get the packing material off here. Yeah, look at this thing. And it's a whole kit too. Like, it comes with a whole ton of stuff. We got everything in here. Let's get in on this stuff. We got the light hanger. Nice little light hanger kit. Always good to have. We've got the timer, mechanical timer too, so once you set it, these are pretty reliable. Don't really have much of an issue with those. Pretty cool. And then bam, another temperature and humidity gauge. Kick ass. I don't believe this comes with batteries. The last one that I got from them didn't. So make sure that you have some batteries. I think it's like AAA's or something like that laying around. And then this is new, coming from them. I haven't seen this. The moisture meter and pH meter. I don't really trust the pH meter on this that I found, but the moisture meter is kind of, you know, it's kind of useful. Pretty sweet. So that's a cool little add-on that they toss in there. There's the big fatty power cord, but yeah, take a look at the unit here. Tell me what you guys think. It's definitely minimalist, I would say. It's just a I mean, it's just a board with a whole bunch of diodes and a reflector. And then there's your power supply here. Let me clean this up a little bit and get the meat and potatoes out, and we'll take a closer look at this. So yeah, I will be right back. All right, there we go. Now we can take a look at everything. This is the little brochure that they gave with it, the spectrum test report. So this apparently is the spectrum of the light itself. If you guys want some technical info, there you go. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read all of that. It is the model TS-1000W. I don't know why it's 1000W. It's definitely not 1000 watts. It's not going to replace 1000 watt, but hey, it's the 1000W. Pretty slick. It does look really nice. My first impressions of the light, I gotta say, I like it. I really like it. It's very, like, no nonsense, bare bones. It looks like something that you would build at home, really. Like if you were to buy the parts and build it yourself. Maybe a little bit more professional, because they've got the board and everything. You can't really see any major solder connections. Just a little bit here and there. So it seems to be pretty decent build quality overall, I would have to say. And then it plugs in here. And we flip it over. And it's pretty sturdy feeling. It's actually heavier than some of the other Mars lights that I've tested. I'd say it maybe even as heavy or heavier than the Eco 600. That was quite a bit larger. And then you got your driver here. It's kind of hard to read. I'll angle it here so you guys can hopefully read it. Total output and everything. And it does look like it's dimmable, but you have to take this this plug off here. There's a plug, I'm sure. There's a screw to adjust the pot that's inside there. I did notice one thing here. They could use a couple of extra screws. You could pop for a couple of 2-cent screws for each of these holes. Not that it really needs it. I mean, it's gonna hang from this plate right here, and this is just sitting on there, so it's not like it's gonna like fall. But just for my peace of mind, I like to have screw holes that don't have like empty screws. That's just me. But yeah, other than that, build quality seems to be pretty much on point. It's solid. Feels like a decent light, actually. I'm kind of impressed so far. Good looking light. Let's get this sucker hooked up and get some readings with the voltmeter and the power meter. Hell yeah. Okay, so let me tell you a little something about lights and mounting and stuff. When you have only one way of mounting it, one point, this is kind of what happens. Yeah. So it just kind of spins back and forth forever until eventually it'll even out. Will it stay like that, maybe? You may want to, if you have an extra rope ratchet laying around. It would have been nice if they would have included 2 of them. Maybe in the future they could do that, include 2 of them, so that you could hang it from this point, and then it could be nice and sturdy and stable and whatnot. But right now it's just kind of askew. You can see right there, it's not quite all the way level. So I might just have to grab another rope ratchet there and hook it up. So keep that in mind. You'll want to pick up another rope ratchet if you don't have one already. A lot of people already have one, so it's not a problem. I've got one. It's not a big problem, but kind of an annoyance. But yeah, I'll be right back after I fix this. Alright, got that fixed up. Just another rope ratchet and we are good to go. It's all nice and straight. Yeah, buddy. I like this. I'm actually quite impressed by this, to be honest. And you take a look at that. That is, it's pretty nice. And immediately when I turned this thing on, it was just bright. Like bright, bright, bright. So let's turn on the meter. Try not to get in the way. 535. Right in the middle. About as middle as I can get. At just under 18 inches. That's actually really, really nice. 500 at 18 inches. I'm impressed. Like, color me shocked. Let's move it out to the side a little bit. 350. Let me get out the measuring tape. Let's see how far that is here. Oops. Hang on, I'm gonna need two hands to do this. I'll be right back. Alright. Now I got it set up. So I set it up at 2 feet here. You can see it's right about in the middle. So if you're gonna use it in a 2 foot by 2 foot area, you'd be looking at roughly right on the very edge. Granted that there's no wall here adding any additional par to it. I don't know if my hand adds anything. Does it? Holy crap, it does. So yeah, if there's a wall there, my hand reflecting, you're definitely going to get more. So if you're using a 2x2 tent, this thing's probably going to kill it, to be quite honest. And that's at 18 inches. I mean, you drop it down below that, and yeah, you're going to be nailing it hard. Let's see over on this edge. Yeah, see, look over on this side. 424. That's still nice nug production right there at 420. 420. Go over to this side. The 300s. Back side. It's got the reflection. See the difference with the reflection? Try not to get in the way of it too over here. It's hard. But yeah, it's about the same over there. But huge difference with reflection and not reflection. Like that's why grow tents are such a great thing. So yeah, this thing's looking extremely, extremely promising. I gotta say. I'm super impressed with this light so far. Let's take a look at the wattage. Up at the watt meter. $147 watts. And it's plenty warmed up because it's been on this whole time. So at 147 watts is all this thing's taken. And it'll grow out a 2x2 area at 18 inches pretty effectively. But you know how my unboxing videos go. I gotta drop it down lower and see what we can get. So let's take it down to, I don't know, let's say 12 inches and just see what happens. Why not? Alright, so here we are at just under 13 inches, about 13 inches. Let's see what we got going here. Get that about middle there. $8.47. That's enough to bleach the tops of your colas if you're not really careful. $600, $500, $400. Yeah, that is excellent. And it is angled a little bit differently one way than the other. So really, it kind of needs to hang this way to get the biggest spread this way. But it kind of, I'd have to hang it up a little bit differently to do that. But that's really the way that if you're trying to grow like more than a 2 foot by 2 foot space, which this may actually be able to do now. Look at that, 500. The meter went off. Let's see with some reflection. Yeah, so pretty impressive here. I think I'm gonna twist it the other way and just see how wide of a spread I can get out of this thing. So let me switch this up again here, and we'll take some more readings. And I think the sweet spot for this is gonna probably be around, I'm gonna say 14 inches. So I'm gonna set it up at 14 inches, and I'm gonna set it up the other way so that the angles are going wide, and we're gonna see what kind of readings we can get and how wide we can get it. So far I am actually really quite impressed with this light and what it's doing. So let's I want to play with this some more. Alright, so here we are with the light set up. As you can see, it's angled a little bit that way, where it's more flat this way. So this is really the way you should be set up if you're going for more width. But if you're in a 2x2 space, it doesn't matter really which way you set it up. But if you're in a 2x4 like this is, and you're trying to just use this one light, this is how you want it. So I have set it to what I believe is going to be the most efficient way to run this light. We're at about 14.5 inches here. And I'm going to go ahead and extend out the measuring tape to 3 feet here. I'll put it right in the middle. So we're 18 inches that way, 18 inches that way. And we're going to see what kind of readings we're looking at here. Already 700, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. That's what I like to see for the tops of my colas. That any higher than that, and you tend to stress them out a little bit and they grow kind of funky. But that's really nice right there. So let's move it over and we'll see what happens. Now we're down to 500 roughly. That's about what, 8 inches off center. Down to 500, still producing nice buds in this range. Yeah, it still drops off quite a bit, even with it oriented this way. Now we're down to 320. So yeah, that's you get a little bit more, maybe another 4 inches or so out this direction, realistically. But this height is perfect. 700 in the middle. Go to this side, 480, that's perfect. Go to this side, you're at 500. Yeah, in a 2x2 space, this is absolutely killing it at 14 inches. Let me go back to a 2x2 here. Center it out. Yeah, you're really doing well. 370. There again, if you have some reflection, and my hand isn't the best reflective material, but it works, as you can see. That's amazing. That just goes to show, man, reflection, reflection, reflection. This tent is very reflective, by the way. This Mars tent, I'm actually really surprised by the quality of the reflective material. And I'm surprised by the quality of this light. Like, honestly, I am surprised by the performance of this. Pleasantly surprised. Let's take a look at the label here for those of you that want to check that out. Made in China, of course. TS-1000, power 1,000 watts. 1,000 watts. I don't think so. Maybe they're Chinese watts. Maybe their watts are different. I've got a meter. It says it's 147 watts. It does say watts there. I don't know if you can read that. It says watt. 147. That's pretty far off 1,000. But this thing kicks ass. I gotta say, it really does. And it's got a little bit of red, and then it's got the basically cool white and warm white. Let me grab the spec sheet here. It's got, where did I see that? Where it had the full breakdown. Oh yeah, right there on the inside. Spectrum 660 to 650, 3200 to 42, and then 52 to 68. So I mean, this is pretty much full spectrum. It's doing quite a bit. I'm digging it. Now, I've said the good things and a couple of bad things. Now I'm gonna go over the things that I would like to see improved / the bad things. First off, this thing's fucking hot. Ow, ow, like ouch hot, like burn, ow, shit, like burn my damn hand off hot. This is really hot. Like, how's the driver doing? The driver's warm. The driver's not bad. This is extremely hot. Even on the side here. I can touch it for a little bit, but that is uncomfortable, and that's just too hot. So yeah, this thing all the way around is very, very hot. So you don't want it to be touching like the side of your tent. You don't want it to be touching any of these rope ratchet cords. You don't want anything resting on top of here, because this is extremely hot. There are no fans in this. You can see no fans. It's extremely quiet, but it does put off some heat. The driver's not bad. The driver's actually pretty nice to the touch. It's comfortably warm, but this is extremely hot. I think they could use a little bit more heat sink there. Ah, damn, it's getting hotter. See, I don't know how hot it's gonna get, but it's definitely warm. So that's one downfall, I would say, is extremely hot. But then again, this thing up here runs extremely hot too, because it has no fans and it's a shit ton of power. It's 150 watts. It's about the same wattage actually as what this is. So this one gets extremely hot, but these fins don't get quite as hot as the driver does on this one. This one, the driver doesn't get hot, the fins get really hot. So it's kind of the opposite. But the other thing I would say is this connection here, where you plug it in. I'd say that would be the most prone thing to break, because it's just like a headphone jack basically. So I would say that's the weakest point on the light. One good pull and those solder connections are going to break. So that, I would say, maybe a little bit of reinforcement on that section, a little bit more heat sink possibly, some screws in the screw holes, an extra rope ratchet is definitely something that's needed for this kit. But they give you a timer, they give you a humidity thing, they give you the moisture meter. It's a pretty slick setup overall, and this light performs like a beast. I'm actually really, I probably said it a million times, I'm really surprised. Like, you guys have seen my unboxing videos of the Eco 600 and the other little square one, the ones that I'm giving away. This is on another level, I gotta say. I can't vouch for the reliability of it so much, because I haven't had it more than 5 minutes here. Well, I guess this video is 20 minutes long, but you know what I'm saying. I just barely had it, but so far so good. The numbers look good. So yeah, take a look at the link in the description below. You can buy it if you want. I think it's a great light for the money. It's not too bad on the pocketbook. About $1 per watt, somewhere in there. Not too bad. It's got the full spectrum. It's clean. It's quiet. It's, yeah. It's a whole new ball game for Mars Hydro. Pretty cool. But that's pretty much it. I've rambled enough in this video. It's gonna be long as hell, but yeah, this light kind of overwhelmed me a little bit. Pretty cool. I think I'm gonna use this in here in my veg tent. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if it can replace the beast up there, this Cree beast. I don't know. It's gonna have to do quite a bit to replace that, but we'll see. I'm gonna test it out in here, and we'll run it, see how it goes. But that's pretty much it for this update, guys. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Hit that like button. Check the links below for my website, for the Amazon store, links for this light, and everything else. Till next time, guys, happy growing.